boy. Welcome back, everybody, to Awesome Games Done Quick 2024. And y'all are amazing for coming out to support not only this run, but all the other runs in this great event tonight. Again, my name is Bobby. I do have a couch with me, if you want to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm DragOnBlitz. I speedrun all sorts of Castlevania, Metroidvania games, most known for Symphony of the Night.
Hi, my name is AshSaidHi, and I love video games, especially retro video games.
And what better of an experience for you to sit in on than a pretty much polished edition of a classic for Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But we got a couple things to get out the way before we start the run. First off, thank y'all very much for hitting the hard mode incentive. Y'all blitzed through that. Absolutely. Then we do have a blood color incentive that we will cut off now. Nichole, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing all right. Can you hit me with the winner of the blood color incentive?
I sure can. It's magenta.
Magenta.
That's a good one.
Like it.
You go through all of these. I mean, there's a lot of bells and whistles to this game. But much like the speedrun mode that we'll start off with here, and again, we are playing as Zangetsu, and we are going into that hard mode difficulty. Enemies will be a little bit tougher, and they'll be higher in density in a lot of spaces where it can get pretty cramped, and the bosses will be faster with some new attacks. I really hope you folks enjoy it. Let's get into the run.
Ooh.
Anyone want to help me? Oh, actually, first off, this was voted in the Sum of Best Awards for the cutest speed run. Thank you very much for that nominee, and for, you know, obviously I'll take that award. But and I need some help from the crowd. Every time you see a puppy head or a kitty head, you gotta go, aww.
Aww.
Because puppies and kitties are just too cute, all right? All right, now let's go off with the countdown in 5, 4, 3,
2, 1, go.
Let's go.
Thank y'all very much for giving us this warm welcome here. Oh, we already see a big guy here for the hard mode.
Yeah.
Welcome. So, like, if you know anything about Bloodstained or at Games Done Quick, then you must have known that I have speedran Curse of the Moon and Curse of the Moon 2. So, like those kind of being a successor to the 8-bit Castlevanias, this is pretty much the head honcho of a lot of great Metroidvania ideas and fabrications and software titles like Symphony of the Night, Aria of Sorrow. This was kind of spearheaded by Koji Igarashi. So this is pretty much his vision, complete with the largest map that he's ever devised. So we're going to be sliding through with Zangetsu. We'll talk about what he does in a little bit. But you're going to be seeing a lot of really cool differences and similarities between the two. They share a lot of the great same locales, monsters, and even bosses. This is actually the Galleon Minerva, stage 5 of Curse of the Moon, and we're actually going to be going up against a familiar boss from Curse of the Moon 2, Vepar. We're going to lunge.
Oh, that's
okay.
Wow.
That literally never happens.
That has never happened before.
No, but for real.
But for real, like,
It's a run of firsts.
yeah, normally you got to see Zangetsu's very powerful sword slash. He actually imbues his sword with different elements, and the elements will come up here and there, and we'll explain it when it's important to explain those elements. But essentially, he does big damage. He is a bonus character in Igarashi's games. He likes to create alternate ways to play through the game with extra characters.
Like this.
Big zoom.
They have different movement options, that being the form is emptiness. It's a little bit of a mouthful. But these movement options are much more powerful than you get in the base game when you play as Miriam, the standard normal character that you play through on your first playthrough. So these are kind of like just a different way to experience the game. And Zangetsu happens to be very, very powerful. And he follows in the tradition of glass cannon type characters where he's very powerful, but you got to be very precise with your movement. He's given a lot of movement options and a lot of damage options, but a few slip-ups and you could end up in a very bad situation. And this is hard mode. There's a lot of extra enemies lying around.
So that's why it's important for Bobby to do these slides, because they cancel some of the damage.
Yeah, when he's sliding like that, he actually, if he does it correctly, he should be invincible, funny enough. Yeah, that was Zangetsu. We now are the real Zangetsu.
Nice.
We're the only one. The only one, baby.
No doppelgangers.
Yeah, so,
Aww.
Thank you. Aw.
These slides are actually a cancel, so every time he goes into the slide animation, he's actually canceling near the end of it into a backdash and then canceling that backdash right into another slide. For those that are familiar with fighting game inputs, he's essentially plinking the input from backdash to slide over and over again to maintain his speed and also invincibility from the backdash. So he's able to slide through enemies to get past some of these scarier areas.
I like that. That's a good word, clink.
Yeah, so like with what Dragon Blitz said, you might be thinking, well, okay, that seems a little bit OP. One, it is though. But two, there's a nuance of resource management that you really need to get into if you're trying to spam the special moves or even trying to like move anywhere within the castle. So we have a very precious MP. Aww. We have a very precious MP system that we use to do whirly birds like this.
Yeah, that purple bar underneath his health, that's how much magic he has. And Bobbeigh's going to be very careful to not use too much of it, use just the right amount, and even if he needs to stop at a save station to refill that magic in between boss fights. Because if you don't have magic, you don't have access to very powerful spells. Some of the movement options also require magic, like the zoom that we did earlier in the entrance.
And speaking of which, we're going to be coming up to a very peculiar boss, but hey, your blood color incentive actually went to something a little bit extra because Bloodless is filled with magenta.
Wow.
So the way that this boss works is that she goes in 2 phases, and we need to deplete her health just the right amount for her to activate the Blood Steal.
Nice.
Then we just kind of got to make back that damage up again. We were pretty nice on MP. We got a couple of critties in there, and she is down.
Nice.
That boss fight could take a lot longer depending on which attack she decides to do. She can kind of drag out the fight, and it's a little scripted, like you need that Blood Steal attack to go off before she's essentially allowed to die. So that was actually a very good pattern.
Yeah, there was a way to mitigate that in earlier patches of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. We're playing on the current patch just simply because I don't like my game crashing.
Yeah, it's a more stable build for sure.
So with this, we're just able to kind of optimize this route since this game's been released. So we're just kind of cutting down the amount of time that's needed to travel between boss to boss, and that's why we're able to kind of do it this way.
Yeah, the bosses per minute in this category is absolutely absurd. Like this section of the game, we're going from one boss to the next to the next to the next. I think it's like 4 bosses in under 3 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say your memorization of the map is impeccable.
This is one of my favorite games of all time. it really is. Like people have been wanting like a successor to Symphony of the Night for so long, and like we finally got it, and it's been so great. All right, so this is the Millionaire's Bane.
Ooh. Yeah, you got to be very careful in this fight.
Yeah, this is more of you know what? I'm actually gonna temporary load here.
Yeah.
This is actually more of an end game secret boss fight, and I actually need the ice element here.
Yeah, this is one of the few fights where the element that you use actually matters. This is also like a secret fight, so the Millionaire's Bane is a much higher level than you would normally be. In the normal game, you're supposed to unlock keys that are usually way later in the game and then backtrack back to this area to fight this like end game boss. But Zangetsu is able to access these bosses right away, and we're doing a lot of damage. However, this boss is very, very spongy, has a ton of HP, and if Bobbeigh was using any other element other than the ice, the boss would actually go into an invincible phase where the slots start spinning. You got to play the slots game, and it's very slow. You don't want to see that come out, which is why we're using it here. It's pretty much the only reason. Yeah, it was smart of you to use the quick load there because if you take damage, you can very easily spiral into a bunch of bad situations over and over and over again, and that boss can kill you very easily.
That makes sense.
And yet another boss.
Yeah, another boss. Like the downtime just does not let up. This is the big dragon, but it's not. It's going to be exponentially easier than Millionaire's Bane. It's going to open up with jumping to the right. Going to try to turn around, and hopefully before he gets an attack in. I mean, it doesn't really matter because we're retaining that invincibility anyway. That indeed was a dragon. All right, so we're heading up to our next boss. The Leave It Ex Machina doesn't really have anything worth of note. Nichole Goodnight, can we hit or can we beat hit with our first slew of donations here?
Absolutely, Bobby. I have a $50 donation from Metal Waldo. Good luck on the run, Bobby. Always a pleasure seeing you run this amazing game, and let's get that Granny Theft Auto goal reached. Much love to all. Less than 3. We are at 7,917 out of $20,000 needed for that. I have $50 from Mech Analyst Tom, Bobby on the run, and Nicole slaying it on the host mic. We are in for a great time. Thank you. It's always a good time when Bobby's running.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Tom. This is Andrealfus, and you might have noticed that we've switched to the lightning element, and you see a lot of numbers pop in and out like that. Like, that was an incredibly fast Andrealfus. But the reason why the lightning element is so special is that out of all other 3 elements, it actually ticks for more instances of damage than the other 2. And when it comes to the earlier bosses, or even like humanoid boss enemies like, you know, the doppelganger Zangetsu and a couple that are coming up, they will actually be more susceptible to being staggered and stunned out of like any of like their moves or, you know, what have you, because you're dealing so many instances of damage toward them.
This is definitely my favorite part of the run.
Oh yeah, this is a very neat area. You can see those poltergeist enemies. They're actually portraits of real people that helped support this game on Kickstarter, and they are forever immortalized in this game. Even the models of the dogs and the cats that we're awing at are based off of real animals of owners of people who supported the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of like neat little things that since this was a Kickstarter game, that the people supporting the game actually get to be like helped make a part of the game happen. So
They're
it's very, very neat.
immortalized.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's really, really cool.
I just wanted to give like a quick shout out to people that like actually like, you know, tipped into that Kickstarter and made this game happen. Because not only did you make this happen, you made Curse of the Moon happen. Curse of the Moon 2 after that. Like, there's been such a great reception because of each and every one of you. So go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause.
And I mean, this game is still getting updated like to this day. Like new content comes out all the time.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a little bit of a little quirk about Valak on hard mode. They're always going to be opening up with a fire-breathing move, and thankfully we have enough MP to be invincible throughout all of it. Eventually we'll run out, though. But this is a very long-winded attack, and they'll always open with this.
Yeah, so long as Bobbeigh's able to keep up these chain of special moves, he is invincible. But once he runs out of magic, it gets a little bit tricky. You can lose that invincibility. One way to regain that magic you're seeing Bobbeigh do here is actually dive kicking. Every dive kick you do increases your MP by 5. So by dive kicking off of these enemies, you're able to both do some damage and regen your magic. A nice thing about this being on hard mode is this is kind of an auto-scroller boss. You have to wait for them to get into position, but they actually move faster because they're meant to be more dangerous.
All right, now kiss.
Smooch.
Aww. That gets you third wheeling over here.
Awkward.
But yeah, they move a little bit quicker, so like they'll actually get done with these, auto-scroller segments a little bit faster. We've actually just like completely depleted Valak's HP already, so we just need one final hit and a hand on the way down, and Valak is down.
Nice.
Yeah, fun fact, you can actually avoid getting grabbed there, but it's faster to get grabbed there because they drag you down to the bottom. Otherwise, you would have to fall down the hole that they made. So it's just a little optimization there.
Now, until we go to the next area, I do want to hear some more donations being read out by Nichole.
Oh, you've got it, Bobbeigh. I've got $250 from Morgan, who says, one of my favorite runners playing an awesome game. Go fast, Bobbeigh. Thank you for your donation. $150 from The Swarm. Love seeing Bobbeigh on the main stage and also DB and Ash on the couch. Good luck, and most importantly, have fun. Less than 3. Also, I have $50 from Athenreal Brigade reporting in. You got this, Bobbeigh.
Thank you, Brigade.
Thank you for your donation. And I have $150 from Flyceratops. This is for the first gamer I ever met, my granny, who we lost to cancer in 1994. Helmets on for stopping cancer. Go, Bobbeigh. Brigade has your back.
Thank you very much, Brigade. My community, if you didn't catch my interview, my Brigade has carried me throughout my entire like career in like streaming and live speed running for these amazing events. So thank you very much. This is the Glutton Train segment. We're just sliding, we're just scooching on through here to fight the Glutton Train.
This is another reference to Curse of the Moon as well. Yeah. They all get to share like similar bosses, it's the same world, same characters. And yet another boss down.
Yeah, that lightning element really, really helps out a lot. But again, you gotta understand, this is still very glass cannon mode, and as we're zipping, throughout and all the way around and inverted and back again, we'll be coming up on some like pretty late game segments where Zangetsu can be in a pretty big hurry.
Yeah, this area in particular can be a little scary. It's a late game area. Aww.
Oh, I mean, what do you mean? Oh, I almost died.
Oh no!
Can't
Hey,
believe
there had to be one kill the animals incentive met, all right?
Oh no!
But yeah, these are much scarier areas of the game. You're going to be seeing enemies that also can inflict status ailments. These toads, for example, and those witches behind can inflict different status ailments. So being very careful to avoid those is very, very crucial.
Yeah, the witches are a new addition to that area, and they can inflict curse because, oh no, Bothan. All right, I guess we'll talk about Bothan. So Bothan is a boss, kind of a humanoid enemy, which is why we want to retain the lightning element, but sometimes he can open up with some really distance-creating moves, but he's down. And we are about to go into some backtrack and using this teleport room. So Nichole, you have any more donations?
Oh, you know I do. I have $300 from One Ember. Loving the run so far. Can't wait to see Granny Theft Auto. Keep up the great work. We are at 8,172 out of 20,000 needed for that incentive. And I have a $50 from Jadelyn that says, hey, Bobby.
Hi, Jade.
So excited to see you run this game. With all the practice you've been doing, I know it's going to be fantastic. Me and the rest of the Wild and Dojins are rooting for you. Thanks for being a wonderful friend. Smiley face.
Well, hopefully it's been a good time so far. Y'all been having a good time so far?
Yes.
People love themselves some Katana Daddy at Awesome Games Done Quick 2024, and thank you very much for the donations. This is the Underground Cavern segment. It kind of sucks because we don't really have even ground to do our little scooching on. And we have a lot of really great enemies that could just like knock us out of our rhythm. We're gonna do a little bit of fast fall technology here so we can avoid the monsters on the way down. Don't ask me why there's a horse underwater.
Why is there a horse underwater?
Nichole.
I'm so sorry, Bobby. You knew that was coming from me.
Absolutely.
Thankfully, we're not in the water for very long. You know, games love their underwater physics where it's like, hey, what if the character's movement speed was just slow?
All right.
I was gonna ask, when you start off as Zangetsu, is the character that strong from the beginning, or do you have to build a camera?
Absolutely. He's incredibly like overtuned, but again, like in the like the harder difficulties, it becomes a lot of great resource management, and also since the bosses are so spongy and they can get their attacks out more often, you got to be aware about when to evade and also when to parry. So the parry is also a really great mechanic and a really great way to restore MP. You saw us do it with the Millionaire's Bane. You're going to be seeing us do it on some pretty endgame bosses as well. That's scary.
Oh. Yeah, those little swinging axe traps are moving much faster.
What do you mean I'm about to die? Like what?
That's what you get for killing my beloved, Bobby.
That was a doppelganger.
It was Miriam. Stop it.
Don't worry, we'll see Miriam again later.
All right, we're going to be stepping into the Inferno Cave where a lot more of these elementals are going to block me. You do not want to go into the lava. You actually want to dip your toes into the lava by sliding into the lava. And you're like, what? You just said you didn't want to go into lava. Well, this is the only way that we are able to. See if I can do that. There we go.
Yeah, Zangetsu can just slide in lava. He's built like that.
Wow.
Incredibly different. Speaking of which, the English voice actor for Zangetsu is the one and only David Hayter.
Oh.
The Solid Snake from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Colonel, I'm in a cave.
This is Orobas. This is the keeper of the fire dungeon, so obviously he's going to be weak to fire.
Makes sense to me.
And this is a boss you don't want to go on the ceiling.
No inversion, or else we'll have to paint the fences. And like, even though we're still tacking on some damage, the painting the fences method just incredibly depletes that MP like right off rip. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of whiffing here, and hopefully we can have Nichole guide us through a couple more donations.
Absolutely. I have $15 from Snesterday. Rain or shine, I always got to show out to show Bobby and the Brigade, especially when we got Gaming for Charity. Good luck, Bobby, on the run, and good luck to Dragonblitz and Ash with the commentary on the couch. Also, chat, we are at 8,307 out of 20,000 needed for Granny Theft Auto, which means the runner is required to get the car escape, the helicopter escape, and the train escape, effectively stealing all of the expensive vehicles, which is super cool. So when you donate, make sure to put that as your incentive choice so we can get that met.
The hidden desert also makes it so I can't really slide all that much. Going to be whiffing dive kicks here and also taking that MP max up. just so I can be topped up for Alfred. But a lot of these enemies can body block you for lots of damage. They can poison you. They can slow you. Almost ran into that Amy right there. And that would not have been a great thing to do. So we're going to be doing the form is emptiness. Like I like how you know more about it than I do.
Yeah, I did a lot of research when we made that video together. Speaking of, there is a video. If you want to learn more about this category in general, a more in-depth video form, me and Bobbeigh did collaborate on making a video that I posted about a month ago. Yeah. So if you want more Zangetsu, it's out there.
And also, I mean, like, just if you want to get interested in Bloodstained speedrunning in general, well, hold on, we'll hold that thought because it's Alfred. He throws a lot of poultices on the ground. He's a really, really bad alchemist, and he's going to try to run it. Oh my lord.
That was better than every practice fight we've seen up to this point, like when Bobbeigh was practicing off before the marathon.
Like, I died twice because I was, like, frozen and slow. Like, I was feeling like one of Keys' Pokemons, right? Like...
You know, I want to know who builds a whole desert underneath a castle.
You don't have a desert under your castle?
I don't.
Not a desert in your castle, in your dimension, in your Arvantville, in your whole continent. This is the largest map that Koji Igarashi has ever fabricated. Can we get a couple more donations as we backtrack on through?
Oh, you absolutely know it. I have $100 from Fogue who says, let's go, Bobbeigh. Thank you for your donation. $50 from CC Zeladon. Loving the runs. Always great to have Nichole Goodnight at the host desk. Looking forward to some Bloodstained with Bobbeigh. Let's go. Thank you for your donation. I'm also always looking forward to Bloodstained with Bobbeigh. $50 from the Cold Mage. Let's go, Bobbeigh. Thank you so much for your donation. And I have a $50 donation from Iwala Koala. Any run with Bobbeigh is 10 out of 10 amazing. Good luck, Bobbeigh.
Oh, absolutely. I have absolutely no idea what to say about the good things that y'all have to say about me, but also we've entered the Oriental Sorcery Lab. This is basically Zangetsu's lair, and we're supposed to, figure ourselves a way through the maze. However, we pretty much know life this game since 2018. But it is one of my favorites. Speaking of my favorites, this is one of my favorite secret bosses that you can happen upon. It is the Carpenter, so kind of like the Soul Forgers of like Dracula's minions. The Carpenter can also summon monsters, but hopefully we can out DPS them to the point where we will not have to face any of those monsters.
Did his body just ragdoll after you killed him?
Yeah, that was the Unreal Engine, baby. Aww.
I don't think I've ever seen him ragdoll before. That's very funny.
And then, like, just shortly after, we have the rematch, the run back, and I'm actually going to make a bit of a safety save if I have already.
Yeah, makes sense.
A new attack is introduced, and he's supposed to capture you.
Hey, it's Zangetsu again.
It is Zangetsu. It is the run back. It's round 2 fight, and hopefully we don't have to see him use that move. It's a very scary move. I just want to invincible through everything as long as I have it.
Oh, there it goes.
Help! 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 That's exactly what happens.
It's like when you're losing to your friend in your favorite fighting game and you're like, well, I'm just going to throw out a super and hope it hits.
Yeah.
He stole the round, whatever. No skill. My hands are cold. My controller unplugs. The sun's in my eyes.
And hopefully that stagger could work. Let's see if we get that same attack. It doesn't look like it.
Okay.
He freed me nicely.
Awesome.
Hey, you still won the set, 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1, GG's, fist bump, and all that. But yeah, like, I really, really love Zangetsu as a character. Like, apart from Miriam, where you have to, equip yourself. And I really like that as well. I mean, like, I was a fan of Alucard. But this guy's more of a fighting game character. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually using a fighting game controller pad called a Snackbox Micro. It's like a leverless arcade controller, or also known as an arcade joystick without the stick. So it's basically a glorified keyboard, if you will. It's pretty ergonomic, if you want to see it right there.
I like it.
And I want to thank the folks over at Junk Food Arcades for procuring me, a spot in their ambassador program, and also giving me one of these to perform on stage for you folks.
Yeah, I mean, Zangetsu, all these special moves are activated by doing fighting game inputs. We have quarter circles, we have back forwards, down downs, you know, to do all these different special inputs. So it makes sense that you would want something that you're comfortable playing fighting games on. You would also like to use for a character like this.
All right, we got one more cameo appearance, and you might find him a little bit similar at home. That's right, it is everyone's legally distinct Byman Selmine. He's got the walk, he's got the whip, but does he have the courage to take down Katana Daddy?
This is my OC, please do not steal.
Oh no, he actually reeled it himself back with that stagger, so I couldn't get any reps in. But that's still down.
Nice.
Still a good fight.
Now, Bobby, you're not fighting these bosses in order that you would fight them in the regular game.
Nope. So
absolutely not.
In the any percent, like you're actually required to defeat like a certain set of bosses for Zangetsu in order to open up the final area, the tiny huge island that you see right here. But this is all bosses, so and since we have everything that we need for like the movement, we just get everything that we need to go. So like the routing that I was talking about a little bit earlier, where the community has spent so much time with optimizing movements. We spent times with teleportation, travel, and all that. It's been a really, really great development.
Yeah, the route has definitely evolved over time to figure out what is the best way to get from this boss to that boss, make sure that every single boss gets their turn. It's basically the idea is you just want to cut out as much backtracking as possible.
Makes sense.
And since Zangetsu has all this powerful movement right off rip, it's very easy to do so. So this is Veilfar. He is interesting, to say the least.
Bobby's brushing the teeth there.
Brushing his teeth.
That was a quick phase 1. And for phase 2, what Veilfar does is he actually takes the money you've earned throughout the run to heal himself with. But Zangetsu, funny enough, doesn't actually need money for anything. So we barely pick up any. And so one extra hit is all it takes for him to go down.
I got 50 cents, dog.
Yeah, no, we broke. We broke out here.
Yeah, if you listen closely, Veilfar even says, "Is that all you got?" Because he's like, he's shocked that you don't have more money for him to steal.
I feel seen.
What's even funnier is that there's a third playable character in this game, and they did a crossover with Child of Light, so you can actually play as Aurora. And in that category, you actually gain no currency whatsoever. So the second phase of that fight, he actually just goes, "What? You're flat broke," and then he dies.
Wow.
It's just the funniest thing. You don't take money from a child like that, you know.
Hey, Bobby.
Yes.
Can I cut in with a quick donation?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I have $5,000 for the Yeti. Hey, all, Yeti here. Bobby, I think you dropped this library card.
Oh, no.
We had to donate during one of our favorite streamers' runs. Much love from everyone at the Yeti.
Thank you very much, Yeti. All right, we got a couple of more important bosses, and we were looking for a specific opener, and I don't think we're going to be getting it, so you're going to be seeing phase 2.
Yeah.
But the quirk with this boss is that she's weak against the Zangetsu, the main weapon that Zangetsu is holding. So even though this is pretty cut and dry, we could have still saved a couple seconds, but still a very, very fast fight.
Yeah, there's a way to skip that transition where the camera pulled out if you get a specific attack from Gremory, but we didn't see it there.
Don't get out of my face. The
hard mode. Yeah.
Hard mode, yeah.
Hard mode, they really did pack in a ton of enemies, especially in the later game areas. So it feels kind of like a Kaizo ROM hack almost.
All right, we got Dominique also with some more movesets. We got the Spiral Arrow. We've been learning some moves from Cammy.
We're going to see the EX Elbow, maybe. There
it goes, EX Elbow. And, we can easily very much invincible through everything. But the thing is, her EX Elbow can travel inside of your hitbox and past the parry hitbox. But I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was the attack she did at the end there is usually what you want to see. She sits still. She just throws stuff on the screen you don't need to worry about. And this is going to be a confusing awe, I assume, from the crowd coming up here, because...
No.
Not that.
That.
But at the top of the screen.
There is a demon cat.
No, I'm feeling conflicted.
Everyone at home, which of the three heads is the cutest? Is it the frog, is it the cat, or is it the demon man?
Yes. I just heard yes from the crowd.
So the way this boss works is Dominique is going to spawn on one of the 3 heads. It is random, and the only way to do damage to the actual health pool is to focus in on that specific head. Ideally, if Bobbeigh is quick enough at doing damage, we're not even going to see the boss stop moving. We usually determine how many cycles this boss goes through by them going to the end of the right side of the screen and stopping and then doing more powerful attacks. But Bobbeigh was able to do it actually quite quickly right there.
There we go. There we go. And this would be the end if we were playing as Miriam, or if you were playing on randomizer, or any of this additional content that Bloodstained has for you for absolutely free.
But for Zangetsu, his work's not done.
No, there is another realm that he must conquer. And don't adjust your television set, because we're going into the land of 4x3.
Let's go. This is the best part.
Oh yeah, discovering this on my first playthrough was quite a moment. It's the 8-bit Nightmare. It's a linear level. You go from the start all the way to the end. There's a nostalgic boss at the end. Very well made, great tunes.
I was gonna say, yeah, these are some good music tracks.
Do we have time for a couple donations?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much. I have $75 from Tormod, Katana Daddy, and Cute Animals. Sign me the heck up. Love you, Bobbeigh. And $25 from Roger, the homunculus, the horses, underwater, the underwater horses. They're sea horses. Kick cancer's butt. Thank you so much. We are at 9,240 out of 20,000 for Granny Theft Auto, which does need met before the run. So if you want to go ahead and get that scene, get those donations in, make sure to select that as your incentive.
We're getting a good pattern here from the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, finally.
Nice.
Nice.
Those attack patterns still persist, so I had to actually backdash and weave my way out of it in order to not sustain damage. We're actually looking pretty good on this time, I'll tell you what, but we'll save that for the absolute end. Coming up is the final boss for this Zangetsu all bosses
It goes
category.
by so fast.
Blinking and miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, can you believe every single boss got to be seen here in this run?
My beloved.
Big stretch. Big stretch.
There she is.
Yeah, this ending is kind of a reference to some of the other alternate characters from previous games Igarashi has developed, where the main character goes rogue, gets enveloped by the curse, and we gotta take him out.
Yeah, this we have 3 phases, so we're on phase 2 now, and we're a little bit low on mana, so we absolutely need to stay within our hitbox so we can do this effective juggling. It does seem a little bit silly, but not if she hits me.
Yeah, you have to be very precise with your position to make sure that Miriam's sword passes through you, because you're not invincible during that part where you're up on the ceiling. So, and then we're going to see this blood steel attack. Bobbeigh's going to be doing some parries here, and we're getting close to the end of this final boss here. Just a couple more special attacks. Any second now.
Time.
There it is.
GG, Bobbeigh.
Nice.
That was pretty fast.
New record.
Hold on. So I think, let me check.
Hold on.
Oh,
We don't want to get your hopes up too much,
Not too much.
But we were discussing, we didn't want to bring it up and maybe jinx it, but there was the potential that if Bobbeigh played this fast enough.
Now for RTA, for real-time attack, that is a world record for the hard mode difficulty of Zangetsu. Holy crud.
that's awesome. Yo, GG.
You did so well.
Wow.
It was a clean run.
It was
up.
clean. There was some mistakes in there, and here's where I'm going to segue off of that. I am challenging you folks. If either of you at home have an interest in Zangetsu, whether it be normal or hard mode, I am challenging you to take down this time. And to, I'm sorry, it's part of the Humble Bundle. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The GDQ Humble Bundle, you have that, along with Sprawl, along with Celeste and Borderland, and a whole bunch of other goodies for only $10, and a lot of that also goes to the Prevent Cancer Foundation in partnership with GDQ. So again, if you have a semblance to run this, or even just play this for the first time, get that bundle. We can check you up on our Discord for any sort of randomizer races or tips to improve your gameplay. This has been absolutely incredible. Thank you very much for hitting the hard mode incentive and playing along with us with those puppies and cats. Back Couch, do you have any final words?
This has been fantastic. Thank you, Bobbeigh. Great run. Congrats on the world record.
Thank you.
Yeah, GG, Bobbeigh. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And shout outs to UBAF. You know?
Absolutely. UBAF. We've had the booth on there. People have been very interested about it. Come celebrate a lot of black speedrunners on February, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to be it from me. You can follow me on anywhere. That is Bobbeigh with that direct spelling. But thank y'all guys very, very much again. And keep donations rolling because I want to see some Granny Theft Auto from my boy Maxi Lopes. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon, and thank you very much for watching.